April 6th, 2024. How about a tour of my spring garden? All right, hold tight. Okay, welcome back for April 2024. And 2 days ago, I made a Neapolitan style pizza with some roasted eggplant and mushrooms. Spectacular. So today, Sunday, I thought I would roast some eggplant because I have so many, and I'm gonna mix it with my pasta sauce and make a little bit of spaghetti with roasted eggplant. I have some soup, a lot of vegetables from the garden, so I'm calling it a vegetable stew with barley and cannellini beans. I made a big pot the other day. That'll go with my spaghetti dish, and I'll harvest some lettuce from the garden and make a nice garden salad. I wanted to give you guys an update on my spring of 2024 crop garden, and I'll take you around. I'm just about completely planted for my spring crop, and just really satisfied with how things are progressing right now. Nothing better than coming out early in the morning and spending some time in your garden. All right, let's start. We'll go down that row, come back up this row, or maybe I'll go down it because of the sun. It's behind us. Yep, got some sweet potato starts. And how many of you guys remember the last video I did? I think it was the last video on taking suckers, basically cloning your tomato plant to have free tomato plants that would go into production sooner than later. Remember, I put 2 of them. Here we go. There's one, and there's suckers. 2. Right, remember, we used no root hormone, stuck them right in the soil, and we already have fruit, tomatoes, growing here, and same on this one. So how simple is that, right? Easy. You take a sucker, you harvest it, and before you know it, you're into production much sooner than my seedlings. And I'll show you the difference between suckers and seedlings in just a minute. Now, look at this fig tree. This is from cuttings from my mom's fig tree. It's thriving. We'll go by the eggplants here. Have a little pest pressure, so we're gonna have to address that. Okay, let me get by my Meyer lemon tree. Okay, these were from suckers, right? Look at how well they're doing. Okay, in fact, my grandson Patrick, I gave him one of my tomato plants from suckers, and he's already harvested ripe tomatoes. Look at that. That's the grape variety. And then we get into the determinate. Look at how well they're doing. They're all thriving. Okay, again, these were from suckers. Go check out my last video. Look at how tall they are. Now I'm just gonna pan over this way a little bit. These are Brandywine heirloom tomatoes. Those are from seeds. Look at the difference. Okay, talk about getting a head start. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna have some tomatoes going soon here. All right, so anyway, these are the suckers. These are some eggplant starts. Okay, let me turn around here. More sweet potatoes. I've pulled these out of what would be my food forest area, and we're gonna salvage them. So let's come down this row. Look at all these volunteer marigolds. Oh, they're gonna look beautiful. So These are the Brandywines. Okay. Looking really nice. Here's my cucumbers. I've started to cut off my suckers already. I have to do a better job. Here's another one, just since yesterday. And, you know, it's a difficult thing to do because there's a cucumber forming, but I have to keep these on one vine. Look back here, also another sucker. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. So they're doing well. I don't have as many as I had last year. Okay, I have a lot of volunteer tomato plants coming up. I've been pulling these out like mad. These are from my fall crop, tomatoes that have dropped. You have healthy soil. I mean, stuff just wants to grow. There's more here. They're all over. There's marigolds. There's another volunteer tomato plant. Here's another one. It's crazy. Here's the eggplants. Some small ones. Look at the height of that. I have to trellis this a little better. Okay, let's go down another row. Okay, coming back the other way now. This is a baby butternut squash. We'll see how it does. There's another one. I don't think that guy's gonna make it. This is a mortgage lifter tomato. It's a slicing tomato. Here's another volunteer. Just popped up. Look at all those volunteers. Right, mortgage lifters. I just started interplanting some seedlings, some marigolds that I started from seeds. Here's more lettuce I just planted. Okay, these are the mortgage lifters. More of them. I have lettuce that I just started to plant. What else? There's more marigolds, so I'm starting to interplant my marigolds. Now we're getting into the Roma. Okay, these are all Romas. Look, another volunteer. Look at all of them. Volunteers, volunteers. These are Romas. Another volunteer, another volunteer. There's a marigold. There's another volunteer. Look at them all. They're everywhere. More marigolds. And I've had a couple of problems now, right? 1, 2, and I've replanted this one twice. So for some reason, right here we're having a problem. And these over here, I believe, are some Brandywines. A little bit smaller. Now, these went in the ground about a week after the other row. There's some tomato seedlings from seeds. We'll take a look at that in a minute. While we're here, we'll just take a look at this bed. Nice head of escarole. That'll get harvested. Look at this fennel. Oh, smells amazing. Okay, let's just turn back around. And, all right, so these are more tomato plants. I have some Roma and Brandywine and mortgage lifters. These are more determinate tomatoes that were from suckers down the row here. These are going to be zinnias. They're all volunteers. I didn't plant these. More there. Not quite sure what that is. I have a volunteer, looks like a zucchini. All right, let's work our way down this row. So again, determinate. Look at a rack of tomatoes there. Okay, remember, these were from suckers. So here's their advantage to growing. We have a rack there, a rack here, and another one. That's 3 with flowers up here. Okay, so I think the verdict is it's a great way to start your tomato plants. Instead of starting from seeds, if you can find a nice sucker. Now this is the Rosa Bianca eggplant, the purple and white. This is from my fall crop of 2023. We left that in. By the way, a lot of my celery plants, I had to harvest like 15 pounds, but I thought I'd try and replant some of them and see how they do. So we're getting new growth. There's a volunteer tomato plant, probably a determinant because that's what was here. This is a Jimmy Nardello, loaded up. Remember, I showed you those in the last video. Here's a volunteer marigold. Another marigold. Here's a rosemary. I cut this from a clipping. It was a big branch and it's doing well. In fact, sticky fingers. Another Jimmy Nardello. This is an onion. These are volunteer tomato plants. This is the Jimmy Nardello. Look at this. I mean, these are the ones I showed you in the last video. So I finally got a chance to plant them. They're all thriving. Here's some basil. Man, if you could just smell that. Oh boy. Another Jimmy Nardello, more basil. This is a rosemary plant that a couple of videos ago, just from one sprig. And now I've been trimming. You can see just yesterday I came in here and trimmed the top, and it's going to cause it to branch out. So looking really well. I did interplant some lettuce seeds and carrots all on the outer edge here. Look at this. This is an amazing herb. This is Greek oregano. Oh man, it has a nice lemony smell. It's amazing. There's two more. Those were growing in the food forest right over there. We'll get to that in a minute. And I harvested some, and I wanted to put it in a pot so I can then put it in my greenhouse. There's another Jimmy Nardello. Here's a volunteer fennel. Oh, I passed my Carmen sweet peppers. So this is also from the fall crop. Look at these. Now they're not ripe yet. I've been using some green ones. They're delicious. I put some in that vegetable stew. This is the other Carmen sweet pepper. And here we get into the bell peppers. So this again, I've left. This is from my spring of 2023 crop. So we're getting some mileage out of some of these. Let's take a look at the food forest. I couldn't walk by this rock star without stopping. Oh, you should smell that. If you love rosemary, folks, I'm telling you, there's nothing better than cooking with fresh herbs. Spectacular. All right, here we go. So what's new? New trellis. Okay. I have to put another guide wire right up here. This was missing clamps. There's an anchor in the ground. Now, that's a volunteer pepper plant. I've planted this with carrots, peas, beets, and further down here, we get into zucchini. In fact, look at that. That just germinated. This is a heirloom variety, an Italian variety. I have some kohlrabi, and there's one right there that germinated, and some more. What else did I plant here? Some basil, some, oh, what is this? Oh, that's the Jimmy Nardello pepper, and a little bit of broccoli. And here's my wine grapevines. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a 3-year-old. And we already have some clusters of grapes. And while we're talking about new additions, right there, that's my olive tree. More to come on that. Okay, so that's one vine. Here's my second vine. Who are you looking at? This one's doing well. I'm getting my second branch coming off there, so that'll run that way. I have some rattlesnake watermelon. These are the pak choy, P-A-C, choy, broccoli, beets. Okay, so all interplanted. Remember, this was the easiest way to start a garden. The video on that, fennel, beets. Those are some Thai dwarf mulberry starts. Look like we have some ripe fruit there. Fakahatchee grass. Nice carbon to your garden. All right, look at this pak choy. Once they start, man, these are fast growers and they're delicious. Been sauteing them in olive oil, red pepper flakes, adding some cannellini beans. Great substitute for escarole. Ooh, look at that. This is a bush cucumber plant. More pak choy, broccoli. Looks like more broccoli. In here, that's just some volunteer broccoli, but I also have more beets. There's more pak choy and more watermelon right here. All right, just a quick look at my white peach tree. These peaches are incredible. Best peach I've ever eaten. We do have some fruit, I believe right up there. You can see them. Sorry, we're getting a little bit of glare from the sun. I had just recently, Stacy says this guy's got to go. He's seen better days. Just recently cut back my Mexican sunflower, chopped and dropped it over here by the peach tree, and then put the Fakahatchee grass on top. So let's chop and drop. Here's my plum tree, looking really healthy. Not sure if I have any fruits. This is a red Turk's cap hibiscus. More Fakahatchee grass back there. I got to trim this out. We have a rosemary, but this is a great plant. First of all, my grandkids love to eat it, but second of all, to bring the pollinators around, my Tide Dwarf mulberry tree, this thing's massive, is just loaded up. Looks like it's in need of some nutrients, but I mean, this thing is just loaded. I did a hard pruning on my sweet almond tree, and I got to do a little bit more pruning on it, but you could see I gave it a hard cut and it's coming back nicely. This smells amazing. Once you start getting the white flowers when the breeze blows, boy, there's nothing better. The aroma is just incredible. All right, let's go to the small green. All right, as we head over there, another Rockstar rosemary plant. Look at that, huge. Okay, these pots had sweet potatoes growing, so I'd have vines to harvest, right? So I'd have starts. I'll pull these out soon, but this was another sucker tomato plant. I believe it's a determinate, but I'm wondering if I'm getting some cross-pollination, because this looks more like a Roma or grape cherry tomato. So this is going to be interesting to see how well it does, but I mean, it's just thriving, and in theory, I could start harvesting suckers again before the real heat of the summer comes, and have those for my fall crop. So again, I'm growing year-round here. Things are just doing amazing. It's a little bit behind last year. I just had pop up on Facebook April 6th of last year, and my tomato plants and cucumbers were way higher. Oh, look at over there, Gino. He's looking. I'll bring him out later. He wants to say hello. All right, welcome. Let's go to the small greenhouse. Okay, talk about an abundance of lettuce. Now, my pak choi, we've been eating the crap out of this. I did have a mouse problem. I think we've eradicated that, but look what they did to my kohlrabies. Now, again, I'm starting to get new growth, so we might have a little bit of luck here. Okay, what else? Again, this was a broccoli. Here's another rosemary start. All right, all the tops are eaten off. We're eaten off, but we're getting leaves. What's this? It's empty. Volunteer fennel, volunteer tomato plant. My broccoli, decimated here, but we're getting new growth. Volunteer marigold. Look at this. This is a romaine. Boy, this stuff it's incredible. Look at the color on that. Look at the basil over here. I've never seen such big leaves. Now, I'm probably due for a little bit more of some organic fertilizer, but look at the size of that. And it smells incredible. Again, more broccoli. There's a look at the lettuce. Now, over here, complete failure. Between rodents eating it, this was broccoli, beets, and kohlrabi. Nothing survived. Look, there's what's left of a broccoli plant. We have some weeds. Okay, this bed, volunteer tomato plant. Probably going to be a Roma based on what was planted there. Here's celery growing back. Here's another volunteer tomato plant. And this is the Rosa Bianca. Looks like I have a fruit forming back there. New flowers starting. Looks like this one's going to go to fruit. So we'll see how it does. I've switched over to an overhead. Here's another volunteer tomato plant. To an overhead irrigation system. It works great, but I had no intentions of growing any type of vegetables where that excessive water might cause a problem with the leaves. So we'll see how that does. I didn't plant these. They're volunteers. We'll see how well they do. Look at The size of those kale leaves growing in a pot. All right, this is Gino. Say hello to everybody. Oh, we must be boring him. He wants to run through here. He tears it up. Anyway, hey, listen, I'm going to put some photos at the end of this video of the roasted eggplant and mushroom pizza. You're gonna want some when you see it, and I'll also put a photo of my spaghetti dish with the roasted eggplant. So listen, I hope this finds you guys well. I hope you guys are gonna start a garden in 2024. Start eating some really healthy, locally grown, organic vegetables. It's good for you, right, Gino? Thank you, sir. Anyway, listen, I appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next video. All right, leave me alone. I'm busy farming and having. Look at the size of those kale leaves. Look at how high the eggplant's growing. I'm gonna walk next to it. All right, I don't know what else I can say to convince you guys to start growing something. I'd like to see what you guys are growing. Maybe make some comments below so I'll know what you're starting for your spring crop of 2024. All right, that's it. I got nothing. I'm gonna go do some cooking in a little bit. All right, see you later.